What was the aim of this conspiracy?
We believe to neutralize the efforts of the Ministry of Evolution for World Engineering, the MeWe, to develop a technology for introducing alternating historical currents in post-car America.
I take it we're speaking of a plot to change history.
As we know it, Bob, yes.
I am the walrus. I will not give back the dog. It would be wrong.
Washington, B.C., the fourth egg, was hatched by the Caesarian Illuminati in conjunction with a plot to split up the Beatles, 4 binary encoding ensembles for time-lapse engineering.
Shade agreed to become the bride chicken, or Eggman.
It was all there in George Orwell's prophetic book, 1948, a work of science fiction. Dr. Henry Kissinger was among the first men in government to detect the awakening of the hibernation. Arthur King's ground cable linked the operation to the 34th century directors of North America. Was this the CIA's so-called Project Atom?
Yes. Shade had been born again and again. After all, he was a yoke singer, operating simultaneously in 4 menstrual periods.
The president surrounded himself with secret servants
and declared the musical equivalent of war on an effete corps of impudent boys who characterized themselves as entertainers. We must recover Castro's tuba. We will pay any price, up to and including $200 billion.
Hunt Howard and I were searching for evidence of the president's undercover's activities. There were said to be blues movies with protein content.
Specifically, they were looking for the daughter bait tapes, which were used in floral dating the daughter supply. They believed the exposure of these materials would anger the floral majority and neutralize Mr. Body Politics.
Lulula Femme, also known as Dirty Linen of the late Linen Sisters, kept tabs on the president-elect.
Mr. Shade was attempting to develop kookier methods of mass distraction.
I discovered that Arthur King was being held hostage in the frog cabin of Air Force One.
I learned that a secret government team for personal engineering through prehistoric programming and electronic remodeling, Sergeant Pepper, was attempting to surgically alter linear time on 3 Mile Ireland.
Shade had cloned the Beatles and triggered the Ringo Star Wars. Then, during the Nixon crucifixion fiction, he outmaneuvered the bubble agents in his organization.
The daughter bait investigation focused attention on the El Salvador Dali Deli, a food modeling studio on 3 Mile Ireland, which was owned by Uncle and Auntie Nuclear and frequented by the Reverend One Moon Loon.
Well, the idea was to counter the effects of 2 kook books, All the President's Women and A Day in the Wife.
In my art, I have lusted after women. Many women.
Where was Hunt Howard getting his misinformation?
Straight from the horse's mouth, Bob. You see, Shade had long ago cloned himself. Deep Note was the president's seat. Moreover, he had created a government in a suitcase with Fabric 8, which contained scale model citizens, phone-operated Xerox copies of the DNA.
So Howard had discovered the secret of the rock music which modified the egg rolls.
Right, Bob. The dangerous precedent of rock and roll, which Orwell termed the mystery of the Brides of March.
Hunt Howard was KGB programmed by Reverend Loon's pseudo-military assistant, General Parking Meters.
In a rare extra-contemporaneous interview with David Frostbite, Shade discussed the work of Idi Amin's salad circuit bakers and its relationship to his own.
So you claim to know the vinyl secret of the Illuminati, which is
the Waikiki.
In 1979, Shade announced that he was resigning and abolishing the office of President of Rock and Roll. The following year, he declared himself a candidate for President of everything.
We had proof that the president had associated with economy models and bird call girls.
Rita Vignette had been Shade's secretary when he served as Senator of Gravity during the acid reign of the DNA.
We had pictures of the president taking nuclear showers in the bridal basin.
This time around, Shade adroitly deflected the charges. He claimed that he had been developing presidential underwears for the future, Puff, and that he had landed the endorsement of the League of Women Voters.
Shade had developed political processed food for thought control.
I have asked for a washer and dryer restraint order to prevent the extreme court from ruling on the erogenous zone defense.
There will be no statute of limitations once he fixes the hole where the rain gets in.
The president will be like a shining headlight in a gallop sea with billions and billions of cars.
They'll be driving mall-to-mall carpets all over post-car America.
Yes, we've come a long, long way, but we have very little to show for it.